Did you know that Brazil, known for its vibrant culture and breathtaking landscapes, also holds a grim title? It has one of the highest crime rates in the world. This country, renowned for its infectious samba beats and colorful carnivals, also harbors a darker side that contrasts sharply with the joyous images we often see. From its seedy nightlife to the grimy city streets, this video will uncover the hidden underbelly of Brazil. So, brace yourself as we delve into the lesser-known aspects of this South American country. But wait, before we begin, please subscribe to ensure that you never miss out on any of my crucial stuff. Comment "I subscribe" below, and I will personally welcome you to our community. Let's get started. As the sun sets, Brazil's nightlife emerges. Yet beneath the samba beats and the lively parties, there's a darker side. The glittering lights of Brazil's nightlife often serve as a mask, hiding a grim reality that festers beneath the surface. Among the merry laughter and the clinking glasses, there's a tragic story that unfolds every night. A story of women, young and old, who are forced into a life they never chose, the life of prostitution. In this land of vibrant culture and rich heritage, thousands of women are coerced into selling their bodies, their dreams crushed under the weight of poverty and desperation. It is estimated that around 500,000 women are trapped in this vicious cycle, their lives reduced to mere transactions in the seedy underbelly of Brazil's nightlife. Take the case of Maria, a pseudonym to protect her identity. A mother of two, Maria was forced into prostitution following the death of her husband. With no other means to provide for her children, she found herself walking the streets at night, her life taking a turn she never imagined. The story of Maria is not an isolated one. It echoes the tales of countless other women, their lives thrown into turmoil by circumstances beyond their control. They are the victims of a society that often turns a blind eye to their plight, their suffering masked by the lively samba beats and the raucous street parties. Yet, amidst this grim reality, there are glimmers of hope. Organizations and individuals are stepping up, offering support and resources to those trapped in this vicious cycle. They work tirelessly, providing education, healthcare, and counseling, a beacon of hope in the darkest corners of Brazil's nightlife. But there's much work left to be done. The issue of forced prostitution is a deep-rooted problem, one that cannot be solved overnight. It requires a collective effort, a societal shift, to truly make a difference. Thus, the glittering nightlife often hides a grim reality that many choose to ignore. Brazil's street carnivals, world-renowned for their energy and vibrance, unfortunately, often serve as a cloak for sexual exploitation. These joyous events, teeming with samba rhythms and kaleidoscopic costumes, inadvertently provide a veil for a darker reality. Each year, countless people, both locals and tourists, are drawn to the festivities, creating an environment ripe for exploitation. The issue of sexual exploitation during these street carnivals is a poignant one. It's a topic that is often hidden beneath the colorful confetti and the pulsating drum beats. But the statistics don't lie. According to a report by the Brazilian Public Ministry, instances of sexual exploitation increase by an alarming 20% during carnival season. Take, for instance, the story of Maria, a pseudonym, who was lured into the dark world of sex trafficking when she was just 17. Maria was promised a job as a dancer during the carnival, a chance to escape her life of poverty. Instead, she was ensnared into a life of prostitution, a victim of the very celebration she dreamt would be her escape. Then there's the case of the notorious bloco de rua, or street parties that occur during the carnival season. These events are infamous for their high levels of intoxication and illicit drug use, creating an environment where consent becomes a blurred line, providing a cloak for sexual exploitation and assault. What's even more disheartening is that these instances are not isolated. They're part of a larger systemic issue that is deeply entrenched in the country's socio-economic structure. It's a difficult issue to combat, given the cultural significance and economic impact of these carnivals. Hence, what is often perceived as a celebration of life and culture, unfortunately, becomes a breeding ground for exploitation. The laughter and music of the carnival mask a grim reality, a reality that needs to be confronted and addressed for the sake of the vulnerable and exploited. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing. Drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. All right, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. Despite its rich biodiversity, Brazil grapples with significant environmental issues. This is a facet of the country that is often overshadowed by its vibrant culture and natural beauty. Yet it's a reality that is as palpable as the rhythm of samba. Urban areas in particular bear the brunt of this environmental crisis. São Paulo, the most populous city in Brazil, is frequently covered in a thick blanket of smog. This is a result of the high concentration of vehicles and industries, coupled with poor waste management. The city's rivers, such as the Tietê and the Pinheiros, are heavily polluted with untreated sewage and industrial waste. Despite several cleanup initiatives, these rivers remain a glaring testament to the city's struggle with pollution. Even the Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the earth, isn't spared. Illegal logging, mining, and slash-and-burn farming practices are causing unprecedented deforestation. This not only destroys the habitat of countless species, but also contributes significantly to global warming. The fires that ravage the Amazon each year are a stark reminder of the human toll on this precious ecosystem. And then there's the issue of waste disposal. In many Brazilian cities, waste is often dumped in open landfills without any form of treatment. This leads to the leaching of hazardous substances into the soil and groundwater, posing serious health risks to local communities. One such example is the Gramacho landfill in Rio de Janeiro. Once the largest open-air landfill in Latin America, Gramacho was home to mountains of garbage that reached up to 10 stories high. Although it has since been closed, the environmental impact of decades of unregulated waste disposal is still felt today. The fact is, Brazil is not just the land of football, samba, and carnival. It's a country where environmental challenges are as diverse and complex as its ecosystem. These issues demand urgent attention and sustainable solutions, not just from Brazilians, but from the global community. Hence, the beauty of Brazil is sadly marred by these environmental concerns. This is the filthy side of Brazil, a side that needs to be acknowledged and addressed if we are to safeguard its future. Brazil's crime rate is a stark contrast to its vibrant culture and beautiful landscapes. These words initiate our journey into the darker chambers of this South American nation's reality. It's a shadowy world where the beauty of the samba and the allure of the Copacabana beach are eclipsed by the chilling tales of crime that unfold on a daily basis. To understand the depth of this problem, let's shed some light on the numbers. Brazil's homicide rate, for instance, stands at an alarming 30 per 100,000 residents. To put that into perspective, that's nearly 5 times the global average. The city of Fortaleza, in particular, is one of the world's most dangerous, with a staggering 64 homicides per 100,000 residents. These are not just cold, hard statistics. They represent real lives, real people, like the story of Maria, a mother of 3 from Rio de Janeiro, who lost her eldest son to gang violence, or Pedro, a taxi driver from São Paulo who was shot in a robbery gone wrong. Their stories are a heartbreaking testament to the grim reality of crime in Brazil. The causes of this high crime rate are manifold, ranging from drug trafficking to poverty to corruption. The favelas, or slums, of Brazil are often the epicenters of these activities, with gangs controlling large territories and perpetuating cycles of violence and crime. Despite efforts from the Brazilian government and law enforcement, the crime rate remains stubbornly high. The challenges are immense but not insurmountable. There are glimmers of hope as community projects, improved education, and social reform slowly start to make a difference. However, it's crucial to remember that the stories we've shared today are not the whole picture of Brazil. They are part of a larger, complex narrative that includes joy, resilience, and vibrant culture. Brazil is a nation of contrasts, of beauty and struggle intertwined. This grim reality of crime is a stark contrast to the image of Brazil that we often see. Yet it's a part of Brazil's story that needs to be told, understood, and confronted. Only then can we truly appreciate the country in its entirety.